I've got the story about Dan Andrews. So Dan Andrews was the Victorian premier in Australia, Victoria, Australia, and he was one of the most tyrannical state, like equivalent of a state governor, one of the most tyrannical premiers that we had during the lockdowns and COVID and stuff like that. And he would have these daily press conferences, and he'd just say crazy things and just he was a total butthole, and anybody who ever like questioned him, just his reactions were just really, really evil. Um, yeah, so I've got the article up here. So apparently, apparently, he attempted to join uh, Portsea Golf Club in Melbourne. So it's like an elite golf club that you have to get in through, I think, through like your connections, basically. So one of his friends, Dan Andrews' friends, Max Beck, apparently uh, made like a subtle suggestion to Portsea Golf Club power brokers to ask if Dan Andrews could join that golf club. And basically, they said his chances of joining were non-existent, according to this article. And earlier suggestions said that he won't even have the opportunity to make a membership application. So this guy here is Dan Andrews. And they said that there's a lot of anger remaining on the Mornington Peninsula over Dan Andrews' metropolitan lockdowns during the COVID pandemic. Because that area, the Mornington Peninsula, is over 70 kilometers away from Melbourne CBD, the city. So, no, they have not forgiven him, said former professional golfer Mark Allen. Oh man. So here he is with on his golf cart. And so that famous golfer said, they have not forgiven him. And I can tell you this. On Friday night at the Sorrento Hotel, which was like a local hotel where a lot of the golfers go to, it was the talk of the region, and to the point where not only members from Portsea, that club he applied for, but members from other clubs were saying if he's trying to join anywhere down there, they would just not let him join. So the guy said on one side of the peninsula they were able to play, but on the and they were, but once they got around to the other side of the peninsula, they were not allowed to play. So there was a lot of like, different rules for different folks and double standards everywhere. The premier himself, and yeah, it's similar to the U.S., where was it Nancy Pelosi said, you can't go and get a haircut, and then there's video of her going out to get a haircut or whatever. Same kind of thing. So his Dan Andrews' friend, who is a property baron, supported Dan Andrews and said that he hit out on the small-minded attitude of members. I can't believe how small-minded people can be, Mr. Beck said. So this is the Portsea Golf Club. And the guys, Dan Andrews' friend says, it's all about a bloke who wants to play golf and enjoy the rest of his life. It's ridiculous. He worked his guts out for the state with his beliefs. And then someone asked him if Dan Andrews had been demonized, and Beck said, oh, 100%. He's a very nice person. A straight shooter and a very good golfer. He's got a handicap of under 10. Oh, he's got a handicap for sure. He's very pleasant to play with. His friend says, what does his political alliance have to do with golf? This guy is so out of touch. You lock down all your citizens and you expect them to just let you in, that they wouldn't have any animosity towards you. Like, it was so brutal towards people. So one of the residents of the peninsula said to News Corp that Dan is a toxic and controversial figure down here. And apparently, back in 2021 during the lockdown stuff, he was holidaying in Sorrento, and he actually fell down some stairs. And he's been in that area quite a few times. So I thought that was really funny because it was like, he's getting what he deserves. So I had another article here where this is like a week later. More than 100 members are against Dan Andrews joining in the National Golf Club Members Association. So he was apparently rejected from another venue. Even though the club said it doesn't, that letter that they sent rejecting him doesn't align with their values or whatever, but I think a lot of them were from, a lot of the writing was from the members, not necessarily the golf club. Hey, Toxic, good to see you. Thanks, Incoherent Turd and Toxic, for joining. Yeah, so they, basically members of that national golf club in the Mornington Peninsula sent out a letter outlining their stance against Dan Andrews joining their golf club. He's particularly unpopular among the golfing community there because of his strict COVID-19 rules and how they banned the sport during the pandemic. So you don't get between the golfers and their golf, right? And don't try to play with them afterwards after you did that. That's just messed up. So I thought this next section was really funny. Basically, after they said, the club president said that the ex-premier didn't file an official application yet. And obviously they have to say that, you know, everybody's going to get consideration. But one member of the National Golf Club, they boasted about hitting a golf ball with the ex-premier's face on it. And another had their number plates customized on their BMW. FUDA, FU Dan Andrews is what it stands for. Oh, goodness. So here's the picture of that BMW. Damn, the golfers are salty. Oh, yeah, Toxic, I'm in that Discord, don't worry. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Yes, I am in that Discord. They're a very funny bunch of people. I like being in that group. Their memes are top notch. Okay, so I have a video here. Hopefully it doesn't get copyright stricken, but this is from Sky News, and I won't play the full video, but I'll just play the short clip that I thought was funny. So I'm just gonna make sure.
Are you still feeling the effects of the COVID lockdowns?
I think everyone
Oh.
is, to be honest. It was just a shambles, the whole thing. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't play golf with him, no.
So you wouldn't want to play golf with him?
I wouldn't want to play golf with him, no.
It was the only place in the world, really, wasn't it? We weren't allowed to play golf. Everywhere else in the world, you're allowed to play golf. They were right. The Mornington Peninsula were locked indoors. So, yeah, a lot of people still harbour feelings that that was the wrong thing. They don't want a situation at golf clubs where if you put your name down on the timesheet that nobody wants to play with you. That's the real issue, and that's the sort of thing that rips golf clubs apart.
I can give the President a message tonight. Most of the members of his golf club would not want Dan Andrews as a member. Yeah. If Dan Andrews is allowed to join the Portsea Golf Club, I'll quit, I'll resign, I'll tear up my membership, and I'll go and play golf somewhere.
Dude, this guy's like...
Now, let me give you a little more.
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. It's just such a funny story, like... It's a comeuppance, you know? He's getting what he deserves. Yeah, I just thought, like, the reactions of the people where he's like, I'm gonna rip off my golf membership, and yeah, like, the guy had car plates saying F you Dan Andrews. I think it's hilarious. Deserved. So it's kind of like white pilling to see, you know, people who completely wrecked their own citizens get, you know, a taste of their own medicine. You know, you locked out people for months and months, and now you're locked out of the golf clubs and nobody wants to play golf with you. Like how, you know, another article was talking about how with golf, I don't play golf, but with golf clubs, you have to sign up, you know, to register to play, and you need a group of players to play with usually. And if you do a competition, for example, that the clubs run, you need to have people who are willing to play with you. But if you sign up and no one wants to play with you, you're not going to have a game. Like, the club is not going to be able to host anything. So they have to kind of gatekeep their members a little bit, which I understand. But yeah, I just thought that was really funny. And I've got another good clip. So oh, toxic. Surrounded by golf courses. Do you get hit in the head with flying golf balls much? I used to live near one, and I would get free golf balls in the backyard sometimes. Yeah, so I've got there's two videos I want to show. It's of the state premiers during the COVID lockdown times. So one of them was New South Wales, whose premier was Gladys, and it's related to the Dan Andrews clip that I'll show after. So this is all related, just give me a second. Gladys in New South Wales was also pretty bad, like, so he also had lockdowns, but it wasn't as long as Victoria was. Even though our police were kind of also brutal, they didn't roll out armored vehicles, that like the Victorian police did, but the police here did similar, like, kettling kind of tactics and getting horses to, surround peaceful protesters and stuff like that. Anyways, so this clip here is Gladys, and I love this channel. It's called Remix Matrix. You guys gotta sub to them. They're so funny.
I'm a bit tired of hearing people saying, I don't know how to do my job properly. And I think that's really mean. I remember being criticised. Just remind everybody how criticised I was. That's not acceptable. I hope everybody likes staying at home, because we are going to go into lockdown forever. Nobody from New South Wales is going anywhere. We will have 2 million police officers standing at the corner of every street to monitor every single citizen. We're really watching very closely. I hope this really will be devastating. We don't like to be heavy-handed, but what we need to say today now is that if you leave home, we will give you a death sentence. Please know that you will be shot
Yeah, essentially, please.
in the face, and I hope it's painful. You are required to obey that. The face, you will be shot. A death sentence. Please know that you will be shot in the face, and I hope it's painful. You are required to obey what we say when we say it, and if you don't, you can prepare to die. I've said from the outset, I don't care about your life and the life of those around you. I don't really give a shit. The government is now about to announce what we call the final solution. We are inspired by history and realise we can very easily permanently get rid of anybody thinking illegal thoughts. We aim to have absolutely zero freedom. Follow the rules, or else you'll never be seen again. If you think you can live freely under our very strict and harsh regime, I have news for you. If you even consider breaking the rules, I will personally stab you in the head and rip your guts out. We have 24 hours surveillance of every single person in the community. We want to cause anguish, hurt and suffering to as many citizens as possible. Every day at 11 o'clock, every citizen in this state must listen to me. This is the Fourth Reich, and I will make sure that I never, ever, ever give up power till the day I die.
Thumbnail for this video is oh, sorry, there was an echo, I think, with the audio. Sorry about that. I forgot to switch off one of the channels. Yeah, the thumbnail for this video is it's Adolf Hitler. She's photoshopped as Hitler, and she's got like a little mustache. It's so funny. I love this edit. Yes, I agree, Incoherent Turret. Dude, you sent $1. That's my first super chat. Thank you. I will aim to have like a little super chat thing pop up if I use like StreamYard, but I haven't figured out what software I'm using. Thank you, Incoherent Turret. I will read it out. Incoherent Turret sent $1 for my first super chat, and he said, "Government ASL interpreters are the most useless job ever." I completely agree, especially when you see those people memeing and pretending to be ASL interpreters and they're just doing nonsense and everybody just goes along with it. It's so funny. Okay, I've got another clip here. That's Dan Andrews has a broken heart. So this is related to Gladys.
Everybody right to go? Thanks for joining us for the daily update. First things first, Some of you may know that I've been in an intimate relationship with Gladys for some time. I'm saddened to have to update you that I had some text exchange with Gladys this morning, and it was very clear between her and I that the relationship that we previously had is gone. I still love you, Gladys. I can't stand here and pretend that it's over because I desperately, desperately want her, but surely I deserve better than this. Having come this far, having built this thing that is so precious but fragile, you can't just, we can't just stop. We can't give up. I don't like.
Remix Matrix has done the impossible of making Dan Andrews actually a pitiable character. Nobody pities this guy, but this video is so sad.
Like rejection. I don't like loneliness and that sense of isolation. Please, let's just fix it. Let's just fix it. I am very, very, very sad because I live in Melbourne and she doesn't. And if she's watching this, I just like to say, Gladys, I wish I could touch you and be with you forever. Why would she leave me? Is there another man? No, it's my fault. Why would anyone want to spend time with me? I am not fun. I'm very boring. I'm just a big stupid nobody. I don't have any friends. I'm so alone. Now I know how Daryl McGuire feels. Come on, Dan. Suck it up, bitch. You can do better than Gladys. I will see you tomorrow.
Someone else. Yeah, here. There's the Gladys thumbnail. Oh, so funny. I love those videos. They're so funny. They came out like 2 years ago, but I saved it, but I just didn't have anywhere to show it. I just thought they were hilarious. Yeah, dude. For some reason, when Dan Andrews used to give press conferences, his like eyes would look very watery or like very red, and like he almost looked like he was crying or about to cry. I'm like, dude, has this guy been doing too many drugs? Like, what the hell's going on? Anyways, I thought that was really funny. I love those clips. Go follow Remix Matrix on YouTube. They're just top-notch editing. I love it. And yes, like Incoherent Turd said in the Rumble chat, better than Twilight. 10 out of 10. Never watch Twilight, boys. It's a waste of your time.